what is the relative importance of this football game?
Oh, it's huge. Both teams' backs are against the wall in a lot of ways. 3-3, and you take the lead in the division. It's always a tough game anytime you play a division opponent, but certainly at this point in the season. So, we had to learn from our mistakes. It's not allowing us to win games, and everybody's came in here, looked at it critically, and prepared, and going about the right way. So confident in the group, and we can get it turned around. But they're a good football team.
Early on in football games, what have you guys been able to diagnose as the issue for you guys?
Yeah, we're not coming out of the gate and executing. We got to play at a higher level. You can talk about all you want at the end of the games, but when you don't come out of the gate and able to score points and move the ball, it messes up the formula of how you want to play. And you go back and look at, we haven't been good on third down early in games, even though across the board throughout games we've been pretty good in third down. But early in games, too many times we're short on drives, not being able to make those plays. And so it's that simple. I mean, you just have to start faster. There's got to be more urgency earlier in games for us. That's one of the things we focused on as we look back at these last 3 games.
A lot of guys on Sunday said the game plan's not the issue, it's the execution on games. Is that a mental thing? What do you think is at the root of that?
Well, look, every time you line up in this league, it's a hard rep, regardless of who you're going against. So, execution is a term we throw out there a lot, but everybody's trying to execute. Everybody's trying to do that at a high level, and it just comes down to, having the ability to understand what the assignment is, what we're trying to get accomplished, what are they doing to deter us from that, and then our ability to make those plays. And so, that's always what this game's going to come down to. It's a game of inches. Everybody's good. They got guys with long arms and good defenders, regardless of what their record is. So just understanding how they're attacking, adjusting to that, and then making the plays at critical times. That's the formula. And, this defense presents challenges because they do such a good job of stopping the run. We got our hands full from that standpoint.
Dak mentioned earlier that he felt like anyway the intensity level in practice wasn't where it needed to be for him personally as well as for other individuals around the roster. He said he tried to up his, but he said he also tried to talk to some individuals about upping theirs as well.
Yeah.
Did you feel that in practice the last couple of days, that it's starting to kind of go in the right direction?
Yeah, this group works hard, but you win 3 games and you have that type of success, it's just, you got to bear down. That's one of the things Jason does such a good job with, his message of being honest with you regardless of the outcome of the game, of what allows you to win. And so I think this group practices hard, but it does matter, all the little things add up to you, and certainly when you lost 3 games in a row, there's more attention that goes on those details.
You've played in this rivalry many times.
Yeah.
What's special about it to you with the history and the times the Eagles and Cowboys?
Yeah. Well, I just think, it's always intense. I think they know us well. We know them well. Our strength is up front in our offensive line. Obviously, that's a strength of theirs, their defensive line. So it's kind of, one of those games where it truly is bone on bone. I think it's established early in the game. And then it translates over to the outside. Across the board. With the 2 really good quarterbacks, and so just familiarity. I think just not liking each other. And then ultimately being in a position that you're usually playing for the division in the last few years with those 2 teams, and so this game kind of meets those standards. Both 3-3, and with where we're at, so another huge game. But you have to be able to take that emotion of it and really get back to the same thing we're talking about of doing your job, and kind of being able to play that way and play free. That comes from your preparation and, knowing that you got a lot of respect for the opponent across from you.
With 16 years in the league, obviously, all the young guys, young tight ends coming up saying, I watched Matt, I learned from him. So Zach Ertz, obviously a heck of a route. Do you ever look at him and pull anything from the younger guys?
Yeah. Absolutely. I've had a lot of talks with him, over the years, with the Y option and some of those routes, and he's added it to his game. And he's a unique player. I got a lot of respect for him. I think he broke my catch record there last year. And he's just, that's exactly right. Maybe not share all the secrets with him. I just think the first thing I see is he understands coverages. He has a plan. He knows how he wants to attack. He's got good ability to kind of play off of that with his stems and his landmarks. Quarterback's got a lot of confidence in him, and he produces. You know, he makes plays and be able to convert big plays to get first down. It's a good system to be in, and I just think he's taking his game every year to another level. You know, and so I watch a lot of his clips. You know, a couple weeks ago he scored a touchdown on the Jets. It was a play that I really liked, you know, in the route that he ran, and so you're constantly doing it. You know, I have so much respect, regardless of how many years I've been in it. You know, if a guy does it and does it well, I mean, you'd be a fool not to try to grab something from his game. So he plays the position the right way.
Jason, you talked about everybody doing their job.
Yeah.
Is it hard in these situations to fight the urge to press and try to do something more, especially for younger players,
yeah,
trying to make something happen?
I think that's fair, you know, especially when you lost 3 games. But, you know, you get back to, I think that's one of the things the coaches have said, it gets back to kind of don't make it too big, you know, and don't feel like you have to carry the weight of the entire team when you go do something. You know, just focus on what you can do, you know, and that's been the message of Dak has a saying, the 111, be that part of it. And so I think focusing on that and knowing those details matter when you're allowing to win games. And you know, offensively, you're moving the ball, but you're not scoring points. You know, I mean, you got to focus on those priorities and say, hey, we're doing some good things, but it's just not at a high enough clip. You know, and that's the focus that's been for us. You can't press in these situations. You know, you got to prepare. You got to be able to play loose. You got to understand what your responsibility is, and you have to remind yourself not to press too much.
The Eagles have Malcolm Jenkins in a variety of
Yeah.
games in the backfield, 3 Pro Bowls in the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
What makes him so effective?
Well, he unique ability in the fact that he came into the league as a cornerback. So I think he's got unique cover skills, but then now playing safety. I mean, he just does it all. I mean, he's a good tackler. He's good versus the run. He's a smart player. He gets everybody lined up. He's got a good feel. You can tell he does a lot of film study and understands it. And so, and then his versatility. You know, he plays over the nickel. He plays over the tight end. He's back at free safety. So he's all over the field. I think his ability to kind of do all of that allows him to be successful because it can throw you off offensively. So I got a lot of respect for Malcolm and the way he plays the game.
You guys are dealing with a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah.
What's the key for not just the guys who have to be the next man up, but say a guy like Dak adjusting to not having an Amari or something like that?
Yeah, you know, you definitely have to have a next man up mentality, but you know, there's certain guys' skill sets that you just don't replace. You know, and so you have to understand that. I think going back to starting fast, it allows you to kind of have to play ahead of things, so you don't have to put that pressure on yourself. And then guys have to make plays. You know, when your number's called, you got to be able to be counted on and to step in. So everybody has injuries across the league. You know, I mean, certainly we're a better team with our best players are out there, but everybody else is too. So just don't put that pressure on yourself that you have to meet to be that other guy. You know, and just you know, I thought Sid Wilson did that the other night in the game. You know, he made some huge catches. Hadn't played a lot of football in this league, and have an opportunity kind of thrown in there when Amari got hurt. He made some big plays for us, but it's just keep going, you know. And I think that goes back to the men in the room that understand, like, hey, keep working towards it, understand it, and then take advantage of opportunities.
Is Zach the only guy that you